Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, guys. I realize it's been a little bit. I've been very busy with the other channel, pumping out videos, doing longer streams, leaving no time really for me to record videos for the second channel. But I found some time. It is very late. It's like 2 in the morning as I'm recording this, but I wanted to make a video on signature scents because I've always thought the concept of having a signature scent, a scent that people remember you for, that's a really cool thing. But I think us as frag heads, at least speaking from my personal experience, I struggle to really commit to one because you have to pick one and that's going to represent you. I mean, there are so many. Like, how do you even determine this? How do you find it? There are so many things to consider. Seasonality, longevity, projection. Does the scent transition? Do you want a scent that's more linear? What type of scent? What's the scent profile? Favorite notes? Or are you going to go for something more classic leaning? Do you care about offending people, right? There are so many things you have to really take into account, and then you have to find the perfect fragrance that fits all of these and satisfies you, and apparently you're never going to get bored of it. So it's a tall task, to say the least. But honestly, I'm at a point in my fragrance journey, if you want to call it that, where the buying has essentially come to a halt. And with all of these regulations coming in with like IFRA and the EU and all that, I've really started to think about some things that I want to back up because, of course, everything's getting reformulated all the time. And when it comes to backup bottles, I never really enjoy that as a concept. However, like I said, for some of my absolute favorites and for some stuff that I would signature scent, I do want to make sure that it is always available. Now, if you asked me what my signature scent would be a month ago, I would have told you it is this. And this is the private blend version of Tom Ford Beau de Jour. This features some of my absolute favorite notes. It's quite patchouli heavy. It has a beautiful lavender note. It's a fougere. It is a particularly very classically masculine leaning fougere that maybe harks back to, as Persolaise puts it, some of the hairier chested, more like comically masculine smells associated with, the 70s and 80s and maybe the start of the 90s. But even though I absolutely love Tom Ford Beau de Jour, and I do have a backup bottle of it, I think I found something strangely recently that I've known about forever that I would rather signature scent, and it is, of course, the very famous and heralded Guerlain Heritage, or at least the Heritage DNA. This is actually an original release year splash bottle. The bottle is an absolute work of art. I mean, look at the stuff they used to make. It's so faceted. It's so complex. It's so heavy. I mean, this is a 125 ml bottle. It is just absolutely beautiful. But the reason why I think I have just absolutely fallen in love with the Heritage DNA, even the EDP, and of course, Roja's interpretation, Roja Danger Parfum pour Homme, is this is just so effortless and timeless, and it combines everything that I look for in a fragrance with some of my favorite notes. It has lavender, sandalwood, patchouli. It's a sort of a barbershoppy fougere. It has beautiful transitions. It's versatile. And with there being so much of it around, it's actually pretty easy to come by even in the vintage concentrations. And thankfully, Roja actually did his own take on it with Parfum pour Homme, and arguably this is the best take on the Heritage DNA ever, even better than the original. That might be controversial to some people in the comment section, but I urge you to try this version if you love Heritage. Now, the reason why I think this fragrance has struck such a chord with me is, of course, it features some of my favorite notes, but I think the individual execution of these notes within this particular fragrance, combined with all of the way that it transitions, it's just so immaculately well done that I can't believe I slept on it for the longest time. Believe it or not, I actually owned a vintage eau de toilette before and I sold it. And I also owned Danger Parfum Pour Homme before, I think twice, and I sold it twice. And circling back to it, realizing how much I loved it, I just realized that I didn't give the fragrance enough time at all. I sprayed this on my arm a couple days ago, and I mean, I was just absolutely blown away, and I've been wearing it at night pretty consistently. And every single time, it's just so entertaining. I mean, from the opening of the eau de toilette, it's fresh and it's clean. It has that beautiful guerlain, sort of almost powdery, citrusy thing going on. And then you go through this beautiful lavender that's textured, but at the same time, you get this beautiful sandalwoody inflection. And then in the base, the dry down is so beautiful, and really one of the main things that I look for in a signature scent. The dry down has to be entertaining and more than just the ordinary, right? There has to be some stuff going on, and I think Heritage in particular delivers an incredibly complex dry down. I think Ramsey said this version of Heritage Eau de Toilette is the most complex eau de toilette he's ever smelled, if that carries any weight for anybody. And, you know, I could see why he would say that, because the patchouli, the way it's done, just the blending here, the slight, you know, guerlinade you get as well. You do get a little bit of vanilla sweetness going on, mixed with the sandalwoody creaminess. And I imagine it like, almost like a kaleidoscope of things going on, and it just goes on forever. It just keeps going. And then in this version, Danger Parfum Pour Homme, this is Roja's take on, I believe, the eau de toilette rather than the eau de parfum. This, to me, smells even higher quality, believe it or not. It's even longer lasting, and it's more robust and dense. So it just takes the original and turns it up to 11, and it really is just unbelievably immaculate. This version also slightly tweaks the DNA with that sort of Roja cumin-y thing that gives it a little bit of edge. And for me personally, because I love cumin, it just makes it that much better. And, you know, the lesser version, not the lesser version, but the version people don't talk about a lot is actually the eau de parfum. And that's because the eau de parfum is honestly a different perfume to me. It's still recognizably Heritage, but it's more of like a thicker, denser, more ambery take on Heritage to me. It's also kind of harsh. The opening is very in your face and almost scratchy in a way. And this is more about that dense patchouli, more about some of the florals in here as well. And it is significantly denser than the original Gold Cap Eau de Toilette. But this would be a wonderful signature in like the colder months if I still wanted to retain that Heritage DNA. And I think it does an immaculate job at that. So really, if I have to get an answer as to what makes a signature scent for me, it just has to be a scent that somehow manages to tick all of the boxes in terms of acceptability of like wearing it in a public space, but also it has to tick all the frag head boxes of, you know, being entertaining for me, never getting bored of it, being high quality, featuring some of my favorite notes, these types of things. But also, above all else, I think a signature scent has to convey you in a smell, which is very complicated. You know, you want people to maybe remember you a certain way. You want the scent to evoke a certain sort of aura, you know, confidence, or, you know, you smell like you know what you're doing, or you're well put together, whatever you want it to be. I just love that anyone can select any signature scent for themselves, and it can be whatever they want. It can be the craziest thing in the market. You could wear a Bogue as your signature scent, or you could wear Filippo Sorcinelli, or whatever it may be. It just has to, you have to love it, and you have to be confident enough to wear it whenever you want, and just understand that this is what you really want to, I suppose, convey to others around you. So with all this being said, let me know, guys, if you've ever struggled finding a signature scent. Let me know if you have one and how long it's been your signature scent and why is it your signature scent. I would love to read the comments on this video in particular. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to sub, hit the like button, and yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I will see you guys in the next video.